Hello guys, and welcome to my very first Cocoa programming tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you guys how to put an NSPopover into an NSStatusItem so that when you click the status item, you will get the popover popping out of it. So it's been a little bit of mystery, and people are creating custom classes and crazy hacks to make that work, but there is a one-line solution. It's been around a little bit, not sure it's been official or it's been known for everyone, but it's just like my own trick that I discovered recently. Should I say discover? But I don't know. As usual, create a new project. I'll just name it NSPopover within NSStatusItem. Okay, and I'll press next. I'm just gonna build all my files. Let's wait for a while. Okay, so we're gonna just start with the interface builder. We're gonna drag in a popover like this, and we're gonna drag in a custom view. There we go. And create a reference to the view. And finally, maybe just put a text there saying hello. Okay, that sounds perfect. Now, I expect you to know how to create an NSPopover, just like a normal popover that would pop out from a button or wherever. So just don't get confused if I'm not going over those kind of parts. So now create a IB outlet, NSPopover. I'm gonna just call it popover, and create a new NSStatusItem. Just call it status item as usual, and I'll just create the reference right now. Drag that, drag it over there, and there you have it. And finally, we're gonna just start initializing the status item. Again, I expect you to know this. So, status item is status bar, system status bar, status item with links, and it's variable status item. I don't really have an image, so I'm gonna just set up a text for it. Set title saying hello world. That's it. We're gonna set up a target in action. Set target, self, status item, set action, selector. We're gonna just leave that blank for now because we're gonna create that method right now. So void show popover. We need the ID sender like this. Now you might think that it's like an IB outlet, but not exactly. So let's call it popover method. Show relative to rect. And now here's where the crazy stuff begins. Let me fill out the blank right now. Show popover. Okay, so this is where all the magic happens, and this might sound a little bit crazy right now, but actually, in fact, in the private API, there is a property called window in an NSStatusItem. So if I were to do this, but we're clearly sure that the sender is NSStatusItem because we're calling it off over there. Sender, value for key, window. So if you're publishing this to an app store or an official Apple stuff, you probably shouldn't be doing this because it's a private API. So this will call out a class called NSStatusWindow or NSStatusItem window, I believe, and it's in subclass of window, so it should have a property called content view. And that way you can get the frame, which returns an NSRect satisfying the option. And again, you're gonna do the same thing over here. Sender, value for key, window, and content view. Of course, we want it to face down when it pops out, so we're gonna use NSMaxYEdge. And that's pretty much it. And actually, let's build it up. FYI, the value for key window trick has been around for a while. I just used it for this project, and now if you were to test this out, you get it. So it's really easy. You don't really need any kind of custom class for it, but there is just one little problem. I didn't set this up yet, but well, you can see the problem right away. But when you initialize the popover, you basically all the time have it transient. But even if I have it as transient, if I click the window itself, it moves itself. But if I go over to another application, oh look, it stays there. So what you really have to do is you have to, in the delegate file, call off a method. It's a protocol, so you don't really have to type everything up. Application will reassign active. So this means that the application just became inactive, which means that it's gonna close the popover. This will solve the issue and everything's gonna be alright. Popover, close. And that's pretty much it. So let's just test it out. If you press it, it shows up. If you press the window, it disappears. If you press the hello world, you get a hello world, and press another window because it gets inactive, it calls this method, and it's now gone. So that's it, people. I hope that you enjoyed and you will learn from this tutorial. Sorry for my accent if it didn't sound so right. And I will see you again with another tutorial. Thank you.